But yeah, welcome back, folks. Yeah, session 4. And last week, we finally had the introduction to Jimmy's character, Alphonse, a priest to the god Nethys, who had run afoul of a bugbear while doing a deal inside of the woods just outside of town. Waking up after being knocked out, Alf was bound neck and wrists and ankles, and basically was subjected to a game of chase with arrows as they tried to dodge around. There was some good actions, good spells that were slung to not only break the bowstring, but the bow itself and damaging it, and the timely arrival of reinforcements in the forms of Jeremiah, Ongo, and Phil led to the Bugbear Ranger retreating after taking some damage. Although he did put a couple arrows in Ongo, so there was a little bit of damage on that end. The nobleman that Alf had been dealing with, one Aldern Foxglove, fled nobly back into town, and you guys quickly followed after him, and entering back into the silence, the fear that was left in the wake of the goblin raid upon Soundpoint. You guys all contributed some other help beyond what you already done. Jeremy and Ongo stood on a rooftop and kept watch for a hot second. Alf, your healing, magical healing, it helped shore up some very injured people that were residing within the cathedral. And Clortha, you made sure that Broderick Quink was doing okay, and also helping Mako escort some folks over to the Rusty Dragon Estate the night. And most of you guys did that as well, passing out in your various new rooms and such. All on a Mako, no payment necessary. And that brings us to the next day, a new dawn. If this wants to work, where was it? Yeah, it is. Where is my? There it is. Yeah. So the next day, on Sun's Day, the 23rd of Rova, you all woke up pretty early. Clotha, you went over to the cathedral to check on how Broderick's doing. He was still asleep before making way to the Rusty Dragon. And as you're being served a delicious breakfast at the hands of Nana and Mako, the community board that has always existed there is now flooded. Letters, requests, pleas, the ilk that is there, and a couple of jobs. And with that, there's definitely an air of, as I said last time at the end of the session, a cynical mind would say that this place is ripe for opportunity. A more hopeful one would say this is a bunch of people reaching out and wishing for some help. So yeah, let me update pictures first and tokens, since we now have a little more appropriate picture for Onko. All right, yeah, but you all are sitting in the Rusty Dragon, and surrounded by slumbering individuals. The gentle sizzle of bacon wafting out with other delectable smells from the kitchen as Nan and Mako go about their work. One of the windows is opening, allowing for that early morning sea breeze to wind its way past the curtains to tickle your nose, your nose and your hairs and your skin. But it is early morning and the day is yours. I guess I'll go off first with a reminder of what the 4 postings that were the most. Oh, this is all you're getting, Sean? Oh.
Yeah, I loaded up in Firefox and it's doing better, but it's still slow to respond.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. But we'll just say that you guys grabbed the 4 postings that stuck out to you guys the most upon the board. The first is written in the hand of a child and spelled poorly. Need help with monster in the closet. See Aaron Barrett. Reward is big. The next one that beside it, not written on shitty parchment and done in extremely expensive vellum, is to those interested in a little bit of an excursion to the Shankswood, please inquire with Venarius at the White Deer. The reward will be 100 platinum coins and a share of the treasure. Negotiation allowed. Currently, Alf is staying at the White Deer. Although you don't remember, to Alf's mind, you don't remember any bigwigs or anyone that has the kind of coin. No one stuck out to you that has the kind of coin to just throw around 100 platinum willy nilly. The third is you got goblin ears, I got gold. You got goblin heads, I got even more gold. Come talk to me near the Goblin Squash stables. Davrian Husk. And I think that really it would be Ongo would know this the best, is the Goblin Squad Stables is literally next door. Down like the building over to the Rusty Dragon, and does serve as the stables for a lot of the visitors that come through and stay at the establishment. Ending with the last one, saying, looking for diplomatic individuals, please see Jasper Kowalski at the Mercantile HQ. Payment will be 200 gold pieces. That is also very close. It's right across the street. Looking through the window, and as a well-timed breeze shifts the cloth, the drapes, you guys can see the Sandpoint Mercantile League headquarters in its full glory. Partially burned because it was set on fire, but still standing.
Hello, my compatriots. Good morning.
Do you sleep?
No. Yes? I'm not sure.
What happens at night to you?
Do you sleep?
Yeah, all the time.
Understandable that a being of flesh would need to rest.
Is the eyeball not flesh?
No, this eyeball is merely an illusion that I conjured to appear more approachable to humanoids. I blink, and then the eyeball disappears, and I become just jello.
Oh. I should be unsettled, but I'm not.
Can you still see if you don't have an eyeball?
Yes, the eyeball is merely cosmetic and introduced as a device to allow me to better interact with humanoids so that you feel less uncomfortable with my appearance.
But only one?
So what do you use to see?
I merely sense what is around me.
How curious. I cannot wait for the discussion with Brodert on this.
Brodert tells me that I have photon receptors throughout my body, and thus the detection of light is not centralized in one specific organ or orifice. As you can see, I have no organs. I am merely an amorphous blob. However, I do have the ability to control this amorphous blob. And Jared, I want to transform my ooze into taking the shape of a small little humanoid with 2 legs and 2 arms.
Yeah, you see a slime child, like a slime in the form of a small child, now before you.
Big toothy grin, except all the teeth are slime. So, as an adventuring party, what is our first quest going to be to prove our mettle and earn our valor?
Did we? We made a team?
We made a team?
I'm part of a team? Ongo looks like a little confused and then like excited. Oh man, I've had to kill things alone in the forest for so long, and I mean, you kill things by like looking at them with your fake eye. And Mayor's nephew over here competes with me with metal. I struggle to keep up with the education. No, Ongo looks like he's just
Clockwork, but close enough, Ongo.
Did the mayor let you come with us?
Oh yes, and honestly, this has been quite fun, and we could ask her if there's anything, if we wanted to any direction from her, or we can ask around here. And this place ain't bad.
Wait, you're just gonna
a nice central meeting point in town.
Weren't you off to become a scholar somewhere? Like,
No, my dream is to make a giant mech. I've made some progress with the one that I showed off on the town, but anyway, I need a lot of money, and I can't bankrupt my family for doing that.
that, like the suit you're wearing now, but bigger.
But bigger, exactly. Think of the destruction I can do with it.
Ango fishes around in his pocket. Like, how much gold do you need? Because I've had these people not pay me, but sometimes they give me gold, and I sleep here for free, so I don't need it. You need like 5, 10 pieces.
Yeah, Bear rolls his eyes. Yeah, don't worry about it.
You need like a silver bastard sword.
And Mako puts her head through the window. You're not selling that. It's on loan.
No. But what if it makes a giant robot?
Don't you dare sell that.
Okay.
Thank you. Goes back to the kitchen.
Okay. Oh yeah. Anyways, I guess if we're traveling together and you guys can help me spread justice and survival in the forest. I guess we should just do the daily routine, which is take a job.
Sounds good
Well,
to me.
I don't know if any of these look particularly interesting to y'all.
Oh, that's the cool part.
I am highly intrigued by.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I always like. Here's the thing: the people that post jobs are always lying every time. But that's the cool part. Is I just close my eyes and point a finger, and then that's why people know me as the guy who helps out. You just grab a random one. But the Clotho, you were which one?
I am most intrigued by the first posting of the monster in the child's bedroom. That strikes me as a fascinating glimpse into the psyche of developing adolescent humanoids. I am also highly skilled in the diplomatic arts if we desire to earn some money quickly today.
You know, Phil, I actually had the same preference as you, though perhaps for slightly different reasons. I'm not as interested in learning all I can about humanoid children. But I do think it's important that we see what we can do to ease this child's worries.
Mm.
I know I said I choose things at random, but like the goblin heads are real easy to get. Like really easy. You just pop them off the shoulders of a goblin. But yeah, I'm down to kill a monster in a closet. Yeah.
Yaramir?
I'm fine with whatever. The pointing finger method of choosing a job is intriguing to me, but whatever we want to do.
Well, it looks like everyone wants the first one, in and out, kill one thing, one thing. All right, let's hang out in a kid's closet.
Very exciting.
Plan. Where do we find Aaron Barrett?
Do I know Aaron Barrett, Jared?
Not to your recollection, but Nam pokes her head through the kitchen window and says, "The Barretts live near the Toon Rock River." She says, "River Street."
How far away is that?
On the ping. It's within easy walking. It's like 5-10 minutes, maybe. Not even 10. Probably closer to 5 minutes away from you guys.
Guys, easy. 10-minute adventure. Basically, just the time to get there, kill something, and walk out.
In and out, real quick.
In and out. And then Ango steps out the door.
All
I'm
right.
following you, or riding upon you.
Okay. You guys step out into the morning air of Sandpoint and make your way towards the Barrett household. The Barrett house is small, overlooking the Rock River. You guys do hear the clatter of like pots and pans as someone is awake, cooking a breakfast, you assume. Uh, and you guys do see the 16th River Street, big red door.
Um, usually I smell the air and feel the wind for a sense of bears in the area, but that is not really relevant here. But I'm gonna do it anyways, and Ago's just gonna quote unquote attune himself to nature,
Okay.
which is just like, can he do a perception if anything is just odd, or just like not even perception, just looking around, like is anything weird?
You can definitely make a survival check. Doesn't seem like anything's out of the ordinary as you look around. That's around the building from from the house from the front and the back, looking down at the ground. There's not really much in the way of trees here, and you don't see anything sticking out to you. Footprint wise, and then you take a moment to look, and you do see that there is a more recent set of tracks, a child's tracks, small young boy. You do see that there's one set leaving, and you kind of watch the path it took, and it took the same path you guys took to get here. And you do see the same set of footprints walking back into the house as well. Just
All right.
recently, actually, probably in the last like 30 minutes.
Guys, you have the Ongo guarantee. I've looked around and I've talked to the spirits of the earth, and there are no bears here.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. Shall we knock on the door?
I don't know if you want me to do that. Unless you do. I could talk to the kid, but
I am also happy to converse with the child.
yeah, you're like a diplomatic expert.
You could say that. I'm gonna go wrap a slimy little tentacle on the door.
All right, you guys hear the clatter of pots and pans kind of cease, and the creak of footsteps on a floor, and the door opens. It opens outwards, and it unfortunately hits Phil a little bit as you kind of bounce back, and you guys see a very bedraggled, middle-aged tiefling woman, with pink skin. Her horns have been cut, which does seem more of like be a personal choice since there's like these metal caps inserted about the stubs. She has massive bags under her eyes, and she just looks at you all and just points backwards. So the Rusty Dragon's that way. Looks down. Oh, I know you. I know of you. Looks at Ango. I know of you. Looks at Jeremy. I know you partially. And I have no idea who you are. She points at Alf.
Hello, is this the home of C. Aaron Barrett?
This is the Barrett household.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Alphonse. I'm a priest of Nethys. We're answering a query that was posted on a job board. Looks like it perhaps was in the hand of a child about a monster in a closet.
Son of a bitch, she says. 1 second. Aaron, get your ass down here! Sorry about that. And you guys hear the stairs creak as a young boy of about 7 comes down the stairs, and he is let's see. I think only Ongo recognizes Ongo because you had your phase as a kid where you try to dress up as a knight and you had a stick sword and all that. I have no idea if Jeremy had that, but I imagine Ongo had this. You see this kid has done the same thing. He's wearing 5 shirts, 3 hats, 2 pairs of pants, and is struggling to get down the stairs. In one hand, he is holding a spatula, a wooden spatula, I guess weapon, as he makes the way down there. And his mom is too impatient to wait for him to finish like crossing his in, so she walks over, grabs him by his ear, and drags her like, "Mom!" Say, all right, Aaron, did you go to the Rusty Dragon and post something? Yes. I want you to apologize to these people for wasting their time, and then we're gonna have a talk after this about spinning tales. I was like, nope, there's a monster under my bed. There's not a monster. We checked. Your father checked. We looked in your closet. We checked your room. No monsters.
If I may.
Hold on, she says. She said, no monsters at all. Everything yesterday was awful. Terrible. Yes, and that plays tricks on the minds. She looks to you all. I apologize for my son for wasting your time. And the parchment. Where the fuck did you get this? He doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks down at his feet.
Ongo. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, Jared, would I have been able to change my spell slots in?
Sure. Yeah, you can change your spells.
Okay.
Ongo clearly the entire thing went in one ear and not the other. He's just like, thank you for your time, ma'am. Anyways, to do my job, I have to step inside, so just scooch on by here, and he's just gonna scooch on by to go upstairs.
I'm gonna fall behind.
She doesn't stop you, but she's like, excuse me, hello, as you go on past.
It was good to meet you.
Worry not. I have arcane abilities that will allow me to detect any intrusions
There's
upon
no
the room
monster.
and ensure your family's safety. Well, if that is the case, no harm in us confirming it simply as I scooch my way up the stairs.
What are Jeremy and Alf doing?
Can I like pull a society check to like calm the woman down or like some like
do you want to kind of
humor
use
him or like
do you want to use your
family? Use my family as like, hey, we're just gonna look. It'll be quick. Don't worry.
Sure, yeah. Go and make a society check. Yeah. We'll just put this at a DC 15. All right. She's like, okay. She's like, Jeremy. She's like, okay. All right. She leans. I'm very actually sorry about this. He saw a bunch of the goblins set a cat on fire and danced around and like swung it around. He had nightmares. That's really what it was. Yeah. She said, but okay, all right, okay. You go ahead and do your business. And you guys hear what's happening? Al, I'm sorry, honey. Go back to sleep. So sure, go back to sleep. You're just gonna get angry again. We're handling it. Al. His full name is Allergast, but everyone calls him Al because Allergast makes him sound like a monster. He's a dock worker. They kind of like really suntanned skin, drooping beard. He looks over and just kind of shrugs before going back to sleep. So all right, just go up there, get it settled. Let's do 10 minutes, just so that we can all go about our day. Is that fair, Jeremy? Is that okay?
That's okay. I lean down and get on one knee in front of the kid. We will banish your nightmares, Susan.
He looks at you very seriously. You don't need to banish it. You have to kill it.
We will do whatever it takes.
It's not a ghost. And she cuffs him. She's like, nah. She's like, all right, I'm gonna stop. All right. Also, go on. You may enter my house. She says, and she kind of turns so that the words follow Clortho and Ongo up the stairs as you guys are going up the stairs. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming Alf also goes up the stairs.
Yeah, I was just kind of crossed my arms, leaning against the door frame, amused at the situation. But yeah, once they all kind of head in and up the stairs, I will follow in the back end, paying careful attention to my totemic sigil of good to see if it pings on anything evil within 30 feet, and ready to, once we get up there, do a detect magic.
That sounds good. Yeah, and the last couple words is Alf and Jeremy fall up the stairs. You guys hear sorry, her name is Emile. Emile say, "Now where the fuck is Petal? Where's your dog? He was here." It's like, he went out. He went to go pee, Mom. You're supposed to watch him. He's your responsibility. He's not on a leash. Go, get him. And you guys hear him like trying to trundle out of the room. Yeah, upstairs. Um, there are it's a very small. It's like an attic space. So like what's everyone's heights? You can make them up. It's fine. Except for Clotho, you're fine.
Right.
How about everyone else's medium
I
size?
actually think I put one in here.
I'm gonna say my height is blob.
My height is
Whoa.
5'8".
Mm-hmm. 5'8".
August
Yeah.
5'11".
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. It's a small attic space, and the ceiling here only goes about like 5'7". So everyone that's about that tall now is basically kind of stooping over to make sure they don't bounce their head. You guys see a very small little bed with drapes. There's a closet in the corner, and at the foot of the base of the bed is a little ball with the name Petal scratched into it. All right. Sorry, I was going to say Declan. Alf, your sigil of good does not react to anything in the current vicinity. Clortho, you had something prepared that you want to do, is that correct? Or is
Yes, I'd like to do a little detect magic arena.
Okay, absolutely, gotcha. You do not detect any magic presences beyond... Actually, that's not true. What is your arcana, chat? What's your arcana?
Great question. My arcana is a +6.
+6. Okay. You get faint residual magic in the area. It's not active, but there was a magical effect that activated here. And you currently don't. There's not. It happened so long ago that you don't get a better sense of what it might have been. But there was magic here.
Do I have a sense of how long ago that was? Like, do I know at what point magic starts to fade from detection?
Depends on the power of the spell. And the best you can guesstimate is that maybe this is like a low-level spell or ritual.
And am I able to tell what type of magic that was?
Unfortunately not, no. There's not enough here for you to work with.
I will communicate that to the group. Do I see a monster under the bed?
Right, can we poke around in corners and see if there's any, like, I don't know, goblin shit or something?
Absolutely, gotcha. So you guys like looking under the bed, just poking around in like the closet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Everyone can go ahead and make perception checks for me, please.
And to help out around the room, Ongo's just gonna look to see what. Oh, I don't even have to help out. Apparently,
Everyone begins to go. Jeremy like glances around immediately.
I was gonna say I cast an extra guidance on myself, but alright.
No worries. Yeah. Also, everyone has one hero point, by the way. Don't forget that. Yeah. So you guys like start with most of you guys start with the bed, and there's very clearly nothing in there. Jeremy, you do like notice a couple things first. First off, you see like specks of color. Then you lean closer, you kneel down, you see that's actually blood, like specks here and there, but enough that this doesn't seem like, and it's not old either. From there, you do kind of notice some weird like scratch marks in the ground that you can't really make height of. Actually, I apologize. Make a nature check for me, please.
Nature. Okay.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it's weird because you get like little like dog claw marks, but you also, after what happened yesterday in like fighting goblins, you kind of recognize like the way that a claw mark for a foot mark from a goblin would make, scrabbling in the ground. But the two are so intermixed together that you're not really sure what to make of that. From there, you kind of follow and notice that you're looking at this backwards. There's a couple footprints, like kind of scratch mark footprints that lead to the closet. And when you get in there, open it up, you notice that that part of the floorboards in the closet have been shifted. And when you kind of pry that open, you do see that there's enough of a space in the floor there that something could conceivably hide in there. And that's even more confirmed when you find a very nasty goblin-looking dagger. So really shitty metal, jagged edges, rusty.
I turn and tell this to everyone, and then I turn to Clortho. Hey, Clortho, think you can squeeze into this tunnel here? I'm not sure if I could fit, or can I fit? Is it or is it goblin sized?
It's smaller than goblin size because this goblin would probably have had to squeeze themselves in to get there.
Okay, yeah. So Clortho, can you check this out and maybe scout a little bit just to see if there's any more information you could immediately grab from jumping down?
I would be honored to.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you squeeze on in, and you. I have my own fucking notes confused. Okay, so just to confirm, this room is actually on the first floor. I apologize. So there's that. Yeah,
We're
this is the
not
first.
climbing upstairs and jumping down.
So you're not climbing up. So you're not climbing upstairs. I apologize. But anyway, yeah, Clortho, as you make your way down the hole, you get into this tunnel, and you start to get dirt particles into your body. You squeeze through, and when you find, then you pop out, and you find yourself looking at the back of the Barrett house. And looking around at the dirt, it's all fresh. It's pretty fresh because the Turandok River does have it ebbs and flows, and sometimes like the tide comes in, but none of this dirt is like wet enough. Actually, high tide would be later. I apologize. No, the tide has come in a little bit, so water has flooded into the tunnel, making it a little muddier in certain places. So it's been here, you think, it's fair to say, since last night.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will call the group down.
Ongo will go down and then look at the hole and then smile and say, "Oh, this makes it so much easier, guys. Do you guys care about the mystery? Because it looks to me like a small animal, and it's already dug a hole, and that means it'll come back in the hole, and that means we can just put a lot of sharp things in the hole. It'll kill itself down there, and we come back tomorrow and rip out the corpse. Yeah."
Are you sure it would impale itself on the sharp things, or would it find them and then dig a different hole?
We could leave like some traps in general, just like a trip wire, maybe a little wire that like cuts its head off, or a wire that like pops a little grenade, or a poison bomb, or and then he's just gonna look at Jeremir like a little robot, like a tiny robot pops out and kills it.
I was gonna say I have this net launcher here. If with the little materials, I'm sure I could craft like an auto net fire something here to capture anything that shows up here.
It would get the job done, but can you make the net out of like knife? I'm sorry, my brain is already stuck on lethal traps. I'll hold off.
Well, if we want to get more information, if it's lethal, that won't really quite help us.
I'm not used to it. So I don't try to interrogate deer when I hunt them in the forest. So,
It's at this point you guys do see Emil walk out of the house. She's like cleaning her hands on her apron as she makes her way towards you guys. So, all right, well, thank you all. I apologize again for all that.
For what?
Well, we know how children are, right?
No.
Permission to crawl underneath your house?
I'm sorry?
Granted, I'm jumping into the hole.
Jeremy turns and says, "We found evidence of goblin activity in your household here. It would be best to collect your son and get out of here for a little bit."
Her face goes pale, and then she nods. All right, we'll be at the Rusty Dragon. How about that? She says. Yeah.
Yes, stay safe.
All right. She watches you. She's like, "Ow! I'm sorry, honey. Get the fuck up." As she goes back towards the house. You guys hear like she's been surrounds the kids and all that. Okay. Bring us back to Clortho. Clortho, you just follow the the tunnel back. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right. You fall. Actually, I apologize. Was 18. Can everyone make perception checks first? Just because you guys are around the hole first, so do that first. So we're gonna do that a little retroactively.
What
Three nat
up?
20s in the group.
Yo.
in a row.
Good morning.
Gotcha. So just as Clotho is getting their body to dive into the tunnel, Ongo, attuning to nature and the winds and everything, you find this is your moment. You once can scan the surroundings, and you do see. So the tide has come in a little bit, but you do see like more goblin footprints. A little more like they're muddied and a little washed, but they're still present. But you also see the presence of like a more firmer line, almost like something was being dragged. You begin to follow that trail a little more, and you see dog prints mudding around in the dirt as well. Before the goblin prints clash and dragged something away further south, down following the river.
Did that lady say that the dog was just here?
She did mention that. She did mention that the dog was outside because
Like just
Aaron had
now,
let the
right?
kid out. Yeah, just now. Yeah.
All right. Ongo is going to
Wait,
forget
where's
himself.
the kid? I know she was collecting her kids, plural, to go, but was that including the original kid?
You just assume so. You peek over. You guys immediately see the family of four leave. Emil is holding a young child that's like basically a baby, swaddled. There's the very tired-looking dad, and you guys do see Aaron carrying something which looks to be a dog in his arms as they make their way in the direction of the Rusty Dragon.
Wait, so the kid with like the 10 layers of clothes on.
He's shed it at this point. His mother's like, take that shit off. So he's down to a normal
Okay.
amount of clothes now.
Alright, as long as the goblins didn't just kidnap this kid.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, the tracks you guys are seeing, like the tunnel was made at night. The tracks are from the nighttime as well. All right, following the tracks.
Yeah.
All right.
So Ongo is going to see the tracks, make the connection, and then instead of yelling back to everybody, he's going to turn around, get confused, bark 3 times, whip out the potion of expeditious retreat, chug it, and then run.
You guys watch as Ongo just sprints down, extremely fast paced. You already know that this kid is like strong as hell, but this is ridiculous. He just peels down, following the river, and you guys immediately like it's the roadrunner moment where the roadrunner goes really fast, and everyone's like, "What the hell just happened?" All right, do you guys follow Ongo?
Yeah, I guess so.
Gotcha. Yeah, you guys continue down and only go like about 3 buildings down until you finally come to the Two Night Brewery. Like this is the only brewery in town. Jeremy, your aunt and uncle, your uncle Gavin and your aunt Day run this place, but it's pretty quiet right now. They're probably sleeping in. You don't even know if, knowing them, they probably got really drunk the night before and didn't actually know, but they might not know what's happened at this point. But Onko, your eyes following the trail, you go into the back, which has a bunch of barrels that stashed there, mostly just like waste and other things that the brewery doesn't feel the need to store inside. And when you find the trail leading to the back, first of all, you're going too fast, so you see the trail. But when you go around the back, you notice that there is just a torn mess of meat, flesh, and bones just there. Like, you cannot even tell what this thing used to be because it's been so viciously torn apart. You know it had fur, but beyond that, it is just a mess of meat and bones. And the blood has started to congeal into like that mud and mix with the ground that is there.
Does it go off somewhere?
I do need another survival check from this point. Since you now are like scanning the vicinity for this. I just need another check. What am I talking about? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, assuming Ango is like far ahead of everyone, he's gonna look around, realize no one like obviously kept pace, and he's going to howl so everyone knows where he is, and then he's gonna sniff very loudly.
All right, so the sniffing doesn't do anything, but you do notice, you were going too fast to notice, but you do notice a set of paw prints, dog prints, trot away, circling south around the Two Night Brewery before going out of sight towards the Market Street. Like very small dog prints.
No hesitation. He's gonna follow it.
All right, just as the group is going to catch up with Ongo, you guys see him sprint off again. uh, but I will say that you guys like notice this mess of meat and bones as well.
Do we see that?
Yeah, you guys do see that. Yeah.
What kind of meat is it?
Is anyone here an expert in? Well, actually, that's not true. Who's trained in medicine?
Oh
At
wait,
least.
me.
Okay.
I've got a whole thing for this.
Is this
Mystery meat?
Is this the orthograph
Wait.
of this stuff? We
Wait,
get to
wait,
use
wait.
that?
I have forensic acumen.
Oh shit. Okay. Go ahead and make a go ahead and make a medicine check then. We'll call this a. Yeah, we'll just do DC 15. That makes sense with this.
Okay. Medicine check.
22. Okay.
Okay, and then if I perform the forensic blah blah, if I succeed, I can attempt an immediate check to recall knowledge to follow up on something I find with a +2 bonus. So what do I find?
You can go ahead and make a cultism check.
Cultism. Jesus. Occultism. Oof. Okay. And I get the +2 there. This is like
You
the
do
recall
get the-
knowledge for the occultism.
You do get the +2 here. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to add that, so
No, it's fine.
Oh,
Just
here.
roll and then
2.
we'll add the number. Yeah.
Add roll.
Okay.
Let's go.
15. All right. Yeah. So looking at this, it's very clearly to you not human. That's the first thing. Not human. It's definitely an animal. You look at small dog. Probably. You find tufts of the fur. You look at like the jaw. Like okay, it's a small dog, and you think goblin, small dog. You've heard about occult rites that some goblin witches have developed where it's not just animal shifting, they will take on a bit of the bones, fur, and flesh of an animal to appear like it. And to basically shapeshift into not just any animal, to a very specific animal.
I will immediately relay this to the group and sprint back to the Rusty Dragon. That's the name of it. That's where the lady said she and her family were going.
That is correct. Yes. Can Ongo and Alf just make initiative checks? So just perception checks for me, please, gentlemen.
Okay, but is it initiative?
It's just it'll just be perception.
Okay, because I have a bonus to initiative.
Oh, you do. Okay. What's the bonus?
It's a +2
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
because of my incredible initiative.
Nice. 18, just enough. Alf, you round the Two Night Brewery. Just you see Ongo running past the main building. So you do have time to speak to him if you want to.
Which one of us is speaking to the other?
Well, you see it. No, you see Ongo. So you see Ongo like peeling away back towards the Barrett household.
Oh. Ongo, this way. We have to protect the child.
But the footprints.
The child.
Wait, are they in different directions, Jared?
Who's in different directions?
The footprints versus where Alpha's telling us to go?
Yeah, because the trail you're following is circling back towards the Barrett household.
The dog is a goblin. We have to get to the child.
Ongo's just gonna like run straight and like find the nearest wall so he can just like it's not faster at all, but he thinks it is. He's gonna kick off of it and just turn 90 degrees in the correct direction now.
Jared,
Yeah.
while we're doing stupid shit, will you let me use the inside ropes cantrip to Spider-Man swing from the walls? Keep in mind I have a -2 to athletics and a -1 to acrobatics.
You can use your guts as 50 feet of rope to help you climb, and they help you attach to a wall.
Oh, but it's slimy rope, right?
Okay.
It's purely for flavor.
Sure. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh god.
You guys
Ooh,
watch.
that's a...
You guys watch as ropes of tendrils of goo shoot outwards and towards Ongo's direction. You guys watch as Clortho flies in the opposite direction. I'm not gonna make you roll for this, but Ongo, your reflex are fast enough. You're able to grab Clortho as they shoot in the wrong direction. So Clortho is now running upon Ongo's shoulders as you guys make your way towards the Rusty Dragon. Just hard and loud, bursting through the front door.
Yup.
All right, you guys get there, burst through the door. People are waking up, but you guys definitely wake up quite a few more people as the door slams open, hits the wall. All eyes turn on you guys. Looking around the room, you guys see at the main bar is Omeko, the Barretts, and Naz are serving food. And at the foot of the stalls, like of the bar stools, that the family is sitting on, you guys see is a small little dog, like Chihuahua sized, with floppy ears and a white patch of fur around the right eye, but the rest is just brown fur. Is there? Alf, you sense immediate evil from in that direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna run right up to the dog and grab it by the throat.
It didn't pick up my noise. Dog whine. As they do that. Make an athletics check.
Athletics. Do. All right, I'll take that.
Is that wow? It's 19. Yeah, actually. The dog tries to.
Hold on.
Hold on. No, he's already done it. The dog tries to.
No. Just a response to that. You're throwing it at the wall.
I'm just grabbing it. I'm just grabbing it by the throat and holding it up, like not quite Lion King presentation, but like grab it by like the underside scruff of its throat and lift it up in the air.
Yeah. The dog tries to scrabble away, but Alf runs forward, grabs the dog by the throat, and hoists up into the air. And everyone's like, "What?" And Miko's like, "I'm sorry. What the hell is happening here?" The dog is squirming in your grip, just.
Can anyone undo Goblin Witch magic?
Everyone looks around at each other.
Raises his hand.
This is not your dog.
They look very confused. Everyone, you guys watch the Mako kind of reaches behind the bar, pulls out like a banjo, and strums a couple of notes. And you guys watch as as the notes like kind of visibly manifest as like swirls of reddish energy and you guys watch as she strums the last note, strikes the strings, and the reverberations wash over the dog. And you watch as first, weirdly enough, like there's a cloud clang as a dagger falls to the ground, and in your hand, Ongo, you watch as the weight grows, and you now see a full-size regular goblin in your grasp. I'm gonna need another athletics check to hold on to that, since there was a difference in weight now.
Sure. I'm a hero point that.
Sounds good. Gotcha. 14. Unfortunately, not good enough. The goblin attempts to bite your hand, so you're forced to let go as he drops to the ground and just grabs the dagger. Sure. Let's just go ahead and quickly just roll initiative so to see how this goes, folks. All right. I'll roll for a Mako as well since she is technically in the mix here. Okay. And then I don't know. Kyle? Did you roll for Jeremy?
Yeah, I rolled initiative.
Okay. What's the number?
19.
Okay, 19. And then I need to roll for my boy, the Goblin. Ooh, that's not bad at all. Okay. All right, Alphonse, you unfortunately beat my lad. So the Goblin is at your feet. He's on all fours. He's grabbed his strange ruined dagger and is looking. You see the eyes are looking for the nearest window, which is about like 20 feet from it. It's wide open, opening into the street again. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast command to tell
Okay.
it to drop prone.
All right. Okay, it's a will saving throw. That's a natural one. That's a critical failure. So what is the? Is there any extra abilities for a critical failure for it?
It must use all its actions on its next turn to obey the command.
God damn it. All right. Okay. How many actions is command?
It's 2 out of 3.
Oh, perfect. Gotcha. All right. So you got that third action if you want to do something else, like maybe give aid to somebody.
I'll just use it to shout out and maybe point if I can find some like rope or something. Just to say like, bind it, don't let it go.
All right. Yeah. So you point at the goblin and shout out a word. So all the onlookers, you guys see a faint shadow of like a mask swirl around Alf's face for a moment, leading to the goblin who just kind of like goes like locks still, goes and just drops to the ground and is just lying prone there, just going and just squabbling and goblin, which I don't think anyone here speaks goblin. So you guys don't know what he's like. Bring us to Mako, who is going to grab the family, shove them away with 2 actions, and spend her third action to go ahead and kick it, kick the goblin. Right, you guys watch. She like basically foot to stomach, making the goblin go up a couple feet as it takes 5 points of damage. And that is her turn. Bring us to Jeremy. We can say that you guys are within like pretty. No, actually, let's see. You guys. All right, it's 15 feet to the goblin. Jeremy, you notice that his eyes are going to the window, off to your left, but he's currently under some magical effect. So, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go and attempt to like subdue the goblin.
Okay. How do you want to subdue it?
Kind of deal, or like would I have rope on me? Let me see. Wouldn't have rope on me, but I don't know. If he's already like locked down, I could what can I do?
Well, he needs to get tied up.
Yeah, he needs to get tied up. I can hold him down.
Yeah, if you want to, you can spend 1 action to move, then the 2 actions, then 1 action to grapple, then 1 action to restrain.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You have to go and make the first athletics check, so trying to meet or beat a DC 17.
'23.
23, alright. Perfect. You guys watch as Jeremy runs over. Are you in your armor, or did you take that off? I always forget.
I would just assume it's on.
Okay, you run over the gears grinding, and you slide and then like plant a foot upon the goblin's back, and go and make another athletics check. It's gonna be a -5, same DC, so DC 17.
I'm hero pointing it.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, damn.
9. So you're able to keep him down. He is technically grabbed right now, but you're not able to secure the grapple as he slashes wildly at you, and you're forced to raise your arms to block the blows. but he is technically immobilized, bringing us to Ongo. Ongo, you've already got one friend, has him on the ground, another one is currently grabbing him and keep him there. What would you like to do?
Why? You still want him alive?
We should question it to see if they plan to target any other houses in the city.
Uncle looks visibly disappointed, takes an action to take out a rope from his backpack, and then walks up and attempts to tie it down.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, right. So it is being grabbed. So, double checking something. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a. It's your choice of either crafting or thievery for this.
Oh, not athletics, just to tie it really tight.
Unfortunately, since this is more about like the knot and the rope itself.
What if he holds on to it? He just wraps it around the guy, and he himself is holding on to make sure it stays taut.
Okay, that's a little different. Yeah, well, we'll say it's a lesser DC. So instead of the DC 21, it would have been well, at least being grabbed. So yeah, sure. We'll do DC 13 if that's the case. If you're like
But
kind
not
of
athletics.
not athletics though, since this is more about the rope rather than your ability to hold it down.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
20.
look at that, 20. Yes, so you're able to loop the. Do you want to like get a collar on it? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, he's been told not to kill it, so he'll
Okay.
wrap it around the arms and chest.
Okay, gotcha. Right, you get around the torso and bring out the rope and make it a little taut, so you're able to help with this right now.
Oh, and while he's at it, he's also just gonna have one layer of the rope just up and through its mouth, so it can't start speaking magic words.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay. Oh, that's good enough. You do so as it tries to like snatch it. You're at the rope, so you do so. But Jeremy kind of smacks the goblin, and you're able to gag it as well. Okay, and that's is going to bring us to Phil. Phil, was there anything you wanted to do? Because he looks pretty strained at this point.
Does incapacitated mean just unable to take actions, or like unconscious and out of it?
Incapacitated would be technically unable to take actions.
Okay. Well, I'll crawl up to the goblin, and I'm just gonna ask to its face, please tell us why you did this. And that's, I do not understand your language. In retrospect, I don't know why I asked. And I will ready an imaginary weapon in case the goblin does come loose.
Okay. Gotcha. Like, a bit of your ooze kind of begins to slowly jut from your body as you prepare for this. But we'll just say combat will be over because it was pretty much you've got two guys got him down, got him down the ground, and then Mako finishes up by stepping forward and grabbing the dagger and wresting it from the goblin's grasp. And she looks around. All right, people. Never mind. We're gonna go to the stables. She says. How about that? Going next door. All right, lads, follow me. You guys follow Mako next door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. You guys make your way to outside and around, and so the Goblin Squash stables. It's a stables. The sign is of a goblin getting trampled to death by a horse. In addition, there are some new things you guys did not notice in the moment because you're rushing around. But now that you're able to take a moment and take a breather, you guys see that there are 7 goblin heads just staked in front of the house. They're not like shrunken heads or like these are very recent heads actually. And Mako puts the goblin heads like put them right there, please. Just gestures like right in front of the heads. And you guys hold the goblin there, and its big red eyes widen as it sees the heads there. So, all right, now then. Actually, I apologize. Did you guys want to do the interrogation? Do you want? Is it fine if I do it?
By all means, I would love to learn.
All right. Oh yeah. Also, one second. Says and she leaves. She goes to the tables. You guys hear like knock. Someone can hear murmuring, and the creak of a door. The door creaks as it closes. And you guys, she comes out with like a little box as well, and a stool. And she comes over. All right. Hello. Can you speak common? And the goblin's like, Anga, do you mind should I loosening the gag? Hello?
He's just like a deep sigh, and he's gonna be like, okay.
All right. You do so, and the goblin begins to saying, like, bitch, tits, fuck you. You do understand common, fantastic. All right. Now first off, and she takes the dagger. Where did you get this? The goblin just looks at her, doesn't say it, just snarls and bares his fangs. She's like, all right. Now, lads, this is how you do interrogation when it comes to goblins. And she doesn't sit down on the stool. She puts the stool down in front of the goblin. You watch as she opens the chest and she puts down a piece of parchment. Gets out an inkwell, puts it down to kind of keep it there. And she's like, now then, we can do this the easy way. You can give us the answers. We throw you in jail instead of letting my dear friend Davirin put your head on a stake. Or we do this. And you watch she takes a quill out, takes a little rope, ties the quill to the goblin's hand. She's like, we will make you right. You will lose your thoughts to the parchment. Do you want that? To be forever cursed? And the goblin's eyes goes wide as he begins to shake his head. No, you don't want that, do you? She says, and she grabs his hand, slowly puts it in the inkwell, and gets the quill ready. But we'll curse you if you don't tell us. What do you know? The goblin's like, no! 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 It's like, come on, just tell us the words. Tell us why you're here. Why did you... What was the entire deal? She says. She slowly is bringing the hand and the quill down to the paper, and the gentleman's trying to fight it. But you guys have gone pretty narrowed down. He's like, I was told to get it to spy. Intelligence. She's like, okay. All right. Keep talking. Bruthazimus wanted us to stay around and get ready for the larger raid later. Oh. Okay. Right. Bruthazimus. She looks at all of you. Does anyone recognize that name? Anyway? No?
Is Thasmus the Longshanks?
No, Bruthazimus isn't the Longshanks. Bugbear. Oh, okay. Right, okay. So, okay, is there anything else you want to tell us? She slowly lowers his hand towards the parchment again. Rendwaddle's the one that gave me the dagger. Oh, and Rendwaddle she speaks magic, casts the curses, licks toads, that sort of thing. Right. Okay. Good to know. Alright. So what was the plan? I was to just assume a pet and keep watch, take notes of where the Longshanks are. He says, that's all I know. That's all I was told to do. Okay. So all of you. Anything else?
How many of you were asked to infiltrate?
Just me. Only one dagger.
You said Thasmus wanted us to stick around for a while and infiltrate.
He begins to sweat.
Sounds like someone needs the paper.
Mako slowly begins to lower his hand again. He's like, no! As she begins to make him write, I am dumb. No! And then she looks at him, and you guys just see the goblin begin to just cry and continue to flail about as she makes him write, I am dumb another 2 times. She's like, okay. She slaps him. Come on. Who's us? It's just me! Huh. She leans over to Alphonse. Maybe it was just him.
Hmm. I'm gonna lean in and I say to her, try it just one more time. And as she like goes to try to leverage him one last time, I want to cast fear.
Okay, gotcha. It's a will saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 16. That is a failure. All right. You watch as his eyes widen even more as the fear begins to sink into his flesh, into his skin, into his very soul. No! No! Ah! As she makes him write just goblin, goblin over and over again. That's all I'm telling you is the truth! That's the truth!
I can't hear you if you're saying anything.
Oh, did it not pick up any of that actually?
It didn't come through.
It
Oh,
didn't pick
my
it up.
voice the voice is too high.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, no, I'm telling the truth! The truth!
Oh, it's barely like it's really dropping off.
He says I'm
Only
telling
at the lowest possible pitches.
He swears that he's telling the truth.
All right. Well, just to be safe, we should probably go around killing all the dogs in town.
I don't know about that, Mako says.
And Elf just cracks up. Like, oh, what a good bit.
All right. Well, she smacks the goblin again. Yes, well, you know, I am a woman of my word. I'll just go ahead. Can y'all watch this? Can y'all watch the Rusty Dragon while I go take this over to the garrison? I'll let the sheriff know. All right.
Oh, we'll
Nothing
take care.
would make
We'll
me
bring it
happier.
over. It's fine. You can get back to work.
Oh, okay, sure. All right, gets up, she dusts off her knees, and she picks up the paper and the parchment and all this stuff, and goes back and gives it back to the stables before she wanders back towards the Rusty Dragon. Okay, you guys take him to the Sandpoint Garrison, which has been which is filled with a lot more people. The militia has been called up, and they're playing volunteers that
Oh.
I.
Sorry, I assumed we were taking him to the Goblin Squash stables.
Oh, okay. Sure. You guys turn around to the Goblin Squash stables and go to Davern Husk, and the Goblin continues to scream as you take him past these skewered heads. And Ameko says, I did say that maybe we could... I did promise that we would put him and throw him in jail.
I didn't promise him shit. He killed that dog and he was going to kill that little kid.
Well,
All right.
maybe we can use him as a bargaining chip with the... Sorry, that's more of a bonk play than a Clortho play.
All right, Ameko says, and she goes inside the Rusty Dragon. Gotcha. You guys knock on the Goblin Squash stables, and the door opens. You guys see a gaunt, man who's probably not that much older than you guys. Kind of like lanky, brown hair. There is a cloth bandage covering his left eye. Very unshaved, grizzled. He is in full leather armor. And you guys see that he's got like 2 hatchets, a crossbow, a hand crossbow, and another impressive array of daggers at his hip before he looks at you all. All right. Who the fuck are you guys?
Who are you?
You came to my place. Who are you?
Are you
I was just following
Davrian?
him.
Yes. And it
Ah.
seems you brought a present, he says. Looking over the
Well,
goblin.
of sorts. I was hoping you, with your extensive goblin knowledge, would be able to help us learn about the magic that this goblin used to turn into a dog.
Oh. Okay. Sounds good, he says. Do we need to keep that alive? As he gestures over to the goblin.
I expect so for now. I don't want it to. I don't want the knowledge to disappear with the goblin's life. Once we've learned everything we can, it's of course dispensable.
Sure. Alright. Come inside. You guys make your way inside. This place is a mess. It's just very unorganized. In addition to, there's an old you guys healer's kit that's open with all the bandages there. Davern leads you past there into a room that is an impressive array of just weapons on different mounted racks. Here and there, blades, extra daggers, a little alchemist station as well. And there's also what looks to be three different metal containers over there. And he walks over, grabs the goblin by one ear, opens one of them, and throws them inside there. And then you guys notice he lights a fire underneath it, and begins to stoke the fire. All right. So, magic. Is that what you said? Could be a couple things. Was it casting magic?
My understanding is yes. There's some occult goblin magic that can let you use a small piece of something to magically then, as that goblin, turn into an exact copy of that thing. Not just any dog, but specifically your family's dog, as long as they've got a piece of it.
Fang blades, he says. That's what you're looking for. Nasty bit of witchcraft, he says. In general, it's the weirdest thing when the way they're made, but he says basically they kill the thing they have. They take a bit of blood, a bit of meat, a bit of hair or fur in this case. Consumes that, and then they put the blade in their mouth, and then they change into it. Yeah. The process it can last indefinitely, as well. Until you perform the ritual again, which is wet the blade, kill the thing, take the flesh, take the blood, take the fur, that sort of thing, for another one.
I've got notes frantically being taken down on my arm with my tattoo.
All right.
And is this phenomenon something that I know your expertise is in goblins? Does this phenomenon occur outside goblins? Is this a broader magical?
Probably, I imagine.
Okay.
Witchcraft magic's weird as fuck. But I know that it's see, not the seven-tooth goblins, he says, but that would be the Lictoads that specialize a little more in witchcraft of this kind. Granted, he says. Oh yeah, by the way, does anyone want a drink?
I would love a drink. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's only 7 in the morning, but yeah, absolutely. Disappears. You guys see, he comes back with 3 whiskey glasses and fills them up. Oh, sorry. Looks to Ongo and Jeremy. 1A.
I'll pass.
All right. Okay, this one's just staring at me. I'm gonna just go with 3 glasses then. Pours out 3, hands them to each person, tosses his back. All right, yeah. So this entire thing was he says, first off, he says, I'm pretty sure I saw members of all 6 tribes in the fight and the raid. Plenty of chokebringers, he says, as well. He says, but I saw Lictoads, saw some of the seven-tooth goblins, a couple of mosswoods, and those damn thistle hoppers as well. And the bird crunchers, fuckers, when those little little fucking bone fetishes they got. That's their thing. Yeah.
Have you seen that happen before?
Like a raid with all 6 tribes? No, never. Fuckers Can't actually. You might get a raid with 2, 3 at most, but all 6. I mean, I expect goblin treacheries as well. I don't understand why the mayor looks over Jimmer. No offense. No idea why they decided it was a good idea to make a deal with tribe of them, but fuck. Didn't expect all 6 to rally together.
Is it common for bugbears to interact with or organize goblins?
Rare, very rare. He says. Mostly because, most of the only bugbears I think of are the ones that hover around the Shankswood, and they're more likely to skewer and eat a goblin as to lead them, per se. Why do you ask?
Well, this goblin here told us that what was that guy's? That Thasmus, the bugbear, was the one sending in goblins to come spy on the city. And Alf, you were being held captive by a bugbear, weren't you?
Indeed, that was right around when we all met.
You didn't happen to get the bugbear's name, did you?
I sure didn't. I was a little busy dodging and weaving for my life.
No, that would make things
Screams
far
begin
too
to emanate
simple.
from the goblin over there because of like the metal cascading is getting hotter. But anyway, so yeah, it's okay. Anyway, about this matter,
Yes,
you got the dagger?
let's not fry this goblin just yet.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's not gonna. It's gonna take hours for him to die.
Well, let's keep him, coherent so that we can ask him more questions if we need to.
Fine. Walks over, blows out the fire. All right, but this dagger, you got it still?
We do, right?
Yeah. Hands it over. It is a really ugly looking piece of steel. Honestly, probably it's iron. Actually, looking at it, it's very chipped. The handle is some kind of bone, and you do note the runes carved into it, which is a little odd to you. Doesn't seem to be evil. You hand it over to Davrian as he looks over it. Yeah. Oh, and he says, he puts the blade in his mouth. You guys watch as he shrinks down very slowly into the small dog. You watch as like the dagger remanifests and he shrinks and he rises back to normal size. Ah, that is weird. Ugh.
That is incredibly concerning.
Ugh. All I want to do is piss and shit. Anyway, he says, well, first off, he says, now, I don't know if you guys have, he looks at all of you, kind of recognize you all. You're the lad that's the town watch. You joined the town watch, is that correct? He points to Zongo.
And really, they asked me for help.
Right.
Did I join them?
The farmer's
Maybe.
kid, that's right, yeah. Okay. Alright, well, first off, let's go with this. He says, I owed you some coin. Because technically you brought me goblin ears and a goblin head. He said, so there's that. Always down to pay for bounty. He counts out what equates to basically like 3 gold. Puts it down there. Is that? Yeah. But what were you all up to during the raid? If you don't mind me asking.
Defending the city.
Town. Oh.
What were
Well,
you up to?
like my little globular buddy here has mentioned, I was knocked out and then, what's the right word here? Used for entertainment by a bugbear?
1 second. The fire alarm is got. Okay, never mind. Okay, good. Fire alarm was going off for a second, but we're good. All right. Right. Okay. He says. So, do you think would you say that you all can handle yourselves in a fight?
Yes.
I would say that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha.
Ongo here is remarkably physically
He's a
gifted.
fantastic fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
Jerimer's basically just walking armor?
Okay.
I'll be fine.
All right. Gotcha. Because the way I see it, he says he pulls as he used the dagger to kind of clean his fingernails, is that this shit's gonna escalate. The town's only been around for maybe like 40 years, but other than that time, we've never experienced a raid like this. Yeah, we beat them back, but we gotta strike back. Eye for an eye. He says, kind of taps his own eye on the left hand, his own eye, that sort of thing. Now,
Now, I want to put this on your radar here because this may influence your tactical thinking. We got the impression from our little buddy over here that there may be another raid coming, a bigger raid. So if the goal here is optimal killing of goblins, your expertise may be worth lending to, say, the city defenses of what the most effective barriers and or methods of killing goblins could be. And then when they attack the second time, the city will be able to kill more of them,
town.
relatively speaking, than we would be able to in an offensive raid.
That's a couple things he says, but the other thing is that one. Uh, Not really good at defense, he says. We can leave that shit to the sheriff and the militia. What we needed. This is my thought, but how about this? Um, if I come to you guys in a couple days, would you all want to ride out with me and put the fear of the gods into a couple of goblin hearts? I'll pay you. I can give you horses too.
It feels like a morally ambiguous mission.
Morally ambiguous. These fuckers just raided and killed about 20 people. Some might say that's a
Well,
very inconsequential number, but that's still 20 people that didn't have to die. And about
but do we know
twice.
if it was? I mean, I just feel like maybe, the goblin said, let's go put the fear of God into the long leg shanks because you had come and killed some of their people before. And then where does it end?
All right, listen
Wow.
here. If
Phil,
this
We're
piece
gonna
of
have
shit
to write you some treaties.
if this piece of shit would have worked, then we would have made this conversation. But it was very clear. Chobringers, lick toads, 17 say as I have to look on the names. Bird crunchers, 7-tooth goblins, fucking mosswood and thistletops, working as one, Raiden. I don't know if peace is an option here. He says. Even worse that the Chokebringers played the long game, made friends, got their folk in here, and then struck at us when we were celebrating getting drunk. So, how about this? I need to still go do some intelligence. Speak to a couple folks. There's a couple folks that came in this morning off of the Sandpoint Road. Want to talk to them, figure out where we are. But if I get Lost Coast Road. If I get a solid target and I come to you all, would you want to help?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Beautiful. I'll pay you each 100 gold for your trouble. Another 3 per goblin head and goblin ears. Get your horses as well. But I'll go find intelligence. I'll get names. I'll figure out places. All right, where the fuck are you stand? Are you all the Rusty Dragon with the skin? Points Ongo.
I'll be there
we
half
stayed
the time.
there- We stayed there last night, but it's not necessarily a permanent place. I have also been staying. I'm trying to look in my notes, but I know you know the answer.
It's the White Deer.
At the White Deer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know where to find you all. So it's pretty. Also, what the fuck are your names? I know these. I know this one. You're the Blob. The Kid. Points Alf. Who the fuck are you? Hello?
This one Ongo like what?
No,
Wakes up.
I was asking Alf. He's like, sorry. He looks, points out, who the
Okay.
fuck are you?
Oh, I thought he was talking to Ongo.
Sorry, Alf. He points to you. Who the fuck are you? I forgot to ask your name.
My name is Elf. I'm
Elf. Your name's Elf. Okay,
My
I
name
was
is
about to say. Yeah, I thought.
Alphonse, if you
Okay.
prefer the longer version.
Nah, I'll fine. I
Uh,
was just about to say because like, there's a couple. I know a couple of folks that probably would take issue at your name being literally Elf, unless you're Elf. Unless you're also half Elf.
no, and I'll flick my ears.
Yeah, round is fucking gold. All right, good. Okay then. All right, now y'all get the fuck out. I gotta go kill a goblin. Unless you want to watch, that's fine. Whatever kicks your belt. That's not the phrase.
Well,
that's fine.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to put the goblin out of its misery before he can torture it to death.
Are you doing this to his face?
I'm gonna let this yes, I really am gonna make this choice look across my face, and then I'm gonna cast harm on the goblin.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Sounds good. It's a fortitude save, I think. Do you want to just keep casting until it dies?
Well, so it's not. I mean, I would then go to Divine Lance or something that I could cast again. My hope was to do it all at once with harm, but
Sure. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, so it does fail. So go and do the damage first. All right. For Goblin's still alive. You guys watch as Alf kind of walks over, looks into the slits in the grate, and sends forth a swirl of dark energy in there, and you hear the goblin screech. Still alive though, still whimpering. And then after that, just divine lamps, and eventually the goblin just dies and expires inside. Davern's like, all right, fair enough. You brought the goblin in. That was your kill. He opens opens up, grabs the goblin. You guys watch as he begins to hack off the head. And it's the bunch outside. All right, y'all have a good day.
It was a
I'm
pleasure
gonna
meeting you.
as he went to chop the goblin's head off, I was considering saying something, and then just held pause there with a finger in the air and my mouth open as he immediately hacked it to bits.
Yeah, just 1, 2, head off, holding it in his left hand, just wanders out, like blood dripping down on the floor, leaving a visible trail as he exits out of his house to the front. You guys hear the loud fuck.
You're quite well practiced at that. Perhaps before we go and do this raid in a few days, if you could, in your scoutings, come across a goblin who you don't decapitate, we may be able to use that in some sort of scouting or trickery.
You mean intel? That's a good idea, yes. He says. You watch as he begins to cut off a bit of the goblin skin and the hair and the blood. We'll use the dagger against them.
No.
Oh, fuck, yes!
We'll use the dagger
Big
against them.
brain move!
Perfect. He puts that in a jar for later, so I'm not eating that shit right now. Perfect. I'm also gonna keep the dagger. Is that okay? Forgot to ask that.
Sure.
Perfect.
All right.
I think that's fine. I mean, for now, I trust your expertise with it to be able to combine those ingredients and make it useful for this purpose. But I think I would like to perform a closer academic inspection of it at some point.
Academic?
Yes. Get a more full understanding of its properties.
I see. Gotcha. All right. Go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. For your trouble, you watch. He goes back inside, and he comes out with a little box which he opens up, and you guys see 4 potions swirling purple liquid. All right. There you go. Hands. Eat one to each you. Bark skin potion.
Are seeing.
What?
Bark skin potions. He says. Mostly because I want y'all to live.
Well, thank you, but I already have bark skin, you see.
Well, Never know when it might still be helpful. Or you can sell it. Who fucking cares? Do what you want.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Alright, and he goes back inside. And you guys notice he begins to like scrub out the blood splatter that he left, the blood trail he left as he dragged the goblin head outside. And now 7 has become 8.
Well, what a successful mission.
Yeah,
Shall
maybe we
we,
should go explain to that family what just happened.
That seems like an appropriate response to the situation.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of showed them their dog was really a goblin and then immediately left.
Alright, you guys head back to the Rusty Dragon, and you do see that, you don't see the family initially, and Mako's like, so I put them in one of the, rooms in the back. Or do you want me to get the parents? Do you,
No, well, yes, we'll tell the parents first.
Right, okay. You watch as she leaves, and she comes back with Al and Emil, who look at you two. Al looks pretty awake now. He walks up and shakes each of your hands. Thank you very much for what you did for my family. I thought really sad to say that I thought my boy was lying, but hey, I'll trust him from now on. And Emil's like, what he means to say is thank you very much for all this. She says, now, is Petal alive? She says.
Sadly, no. The
Oh.
dog is not alive.
We could lead you to the dog's remains.
Oh God.
Which are, yeah. Do I have a guess of how long ago it died based on my
Last
forensic
night.
examination?
Last night.
Yes. It only died last night, so it hasn't really started to smell.
We could also use magic on it.
Al looks down at Clortho. You can raise the dead?
Well, I've never tried, but I could try.
You'll try? Emil says, looking at you. What are we talking about here?
Well, I just feel like I understand the conceptual idea of what consciousness is and what animates the body. And I suspect I would be able to animate the body of a deceased creature with that same energy.
Could you do it for longer than a minute?
Probably not.
Unfortunately not.
Because
No.
that is unfortunately the issue I have.
You're dead?
No, you've seen me ambulatory for longer than a minute.
That's true.
Emil says we will politely decline, but I was like, if you don't mind showing me where Pel's remains are, we can go ahead and get the body ready for a burial. He says, if you don't mind.
No problem at all.
Cheers. Oh, and okay. Oh yeah. By the way, Emil says you guys watch as she takes out like this little pouch that's like patchwork. This would have been the reward that Aaron would have given you if you guys wanted.
That is very generous.
I'll take a look at it. Yeah, what is it?
As you
I
open
would
the
feel
little
bad
pouch,
taking a child's
and
money.
as you open the pouch, you see inside is, you're not. It might have been some kind of brooch, but because you see a little bit of like bent and broken gold metal there, but you see there's like a sapphire set into it. Very smooth, very well polished. But what catches your eye is you also see arcane runes, carved into the actual gem face.
How did he come across this?
Oh, he spends a lot of the kids go down to the junk beach, and he likes to play there with some of the little friends, and they always find something. The junk beach is on the northern side of town. It is where all of the trash and the waste gets dumped.
Uh, and you're fine with just giving this away?
Yes, she's like, you dealt with a creature that fucking shapeshifted and hid in our family. Who knows what that thing would have done? This is worth it, she says, as she then basically forces you to close your hands over it. That is yours now. And if you ever need a good meal, please come on by as well.
Well,
Not saying your food's
I'll
bad,
go as
Mako,
a
but
growing boy.
anyway, who
I'm sorry,
shows
what did she say?
she was like shouting at Mako, not saying that your food's bad or anything, but I can do
No.
I can do his food better. That's just what you say. Gotcha, yeah. But who leads Al back to the body of Petal?
I'll go.
All right. What does everyone else want to do while this is happening?
We'll accompany them.
Jeremir, Ango, do you guys just all go as a group until this is resolved? Then is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You guys just follow into the two-night brewery, and you guys come across Day Devrin, who is Jeremir's aunt. She is a wood elf, like dark hair. Actually, I'm double checking. I think she's either a half elf or a full elf. Let me double check. Yes, Day Devrin is a wood elf with very delicate features. I don't think I've described elves very well, but like their eyes are kind of slanted, but also like the colors of the eyes are pretty expansive to the point where you can barely see like the whites, if that makes sense to anybody else. She's got very straight black hair, and she's just looking down at this mess with like with a turn of face. She's like, looks over you guys. Do you all know what the fuck this is?
As a matter of fact, I do. You'll
Right.
notice this is the species Canis rex that blah blah blah.
Right.
I'll give a detailed forensic examination,
Oh,
dressing down all of the. You'll see the broken tibia here.
I don't need.
The blunt force trauma that.
No. Right, Jeremy, you and your friends can clean this up. I'm just gonna go. She takes out a pipe, begins to smoke it. Just get this clean up, please. Thank you. And goes back inside the brewery. You guys watch Al basically. He brought a box and he kind of scoops up the remains in there. So it'll be a closed casket. All right. Very closed casket.
Scoops it up. How and into what?
He you guys watch it. He gets like a cloth and kind of like gets bits and like scoops into the box, and then closes the box. Well, closed casket it is. Definitely closed casket. Yeah. Yeah. He shakes all your hands, and then he goes back to get his family, and they leave the Rusty Dragon. You guys watch as, although Aaron looks a little, he's got a far-off look as he's led away, but he does wave at you guys as he leaves with his parents back towards their house. And yeah, that was 2 hours.
Nice. That was a pretty eventful 2 hours.
I'm pretty pleased with that.
In and out.
In and out, yeah.
Quick adventure.
That's all you
Yeah.
got. As you guys, sorry, please go. I'm gonna shut up and just let you talk.
Sorry, I don't know what you guys have planned for the rest of today. I have a couple, this is Alf talking. I have a couple personal errands I need to run. I think we've done quite a bit of good already. I'm not sure if you'd like to perhaps address one or more of the messages left on the board. It seems we've taken care of Davrin's as well. Talked to him about killing goblins, so it seems like we potentially could do the diplomatic elements with Jaspar at the mercantile headquarters or the excursion into the wood I think personally I would be inclined to run some errands today and perhaps pursue one of those avenues tomorrow, but I'm open to thoughts.
Ongo looks like he's paying attention. His eyes are even more void than before, but he's nodding and smiling.
I have no agenda for the day other than to be with Broderick, although Broderick is mostly unconscious and recovering. I agree that I would be excited to perform the diplomatic mission. However, I don't feel a need to perform it today if we'd prefer to wait till later.
The only
Alf,
thing
would you like company on your mission for today?
Yeah, I've just got a couple loose ends I want to tie up, and I did wear myself out a little bit there, using up some of my spell casting there on that goblin. So I would be pro running my own solo errands and meeting up tomorrow, perhaps back at the Rusty Dragon here tomorrow morning to see which of those avenues we would like to pursue. And perhaps it's worth Jeremir and Ongo, I believe you two are the guards folk. Perhaps it's worth running down leads about what the city might be doing in terms of prep for a second raid, now that we know that might be coming. Since y'all have the relationship, obviously, with the city guard and with the Deverin family, they'll probably be more likely to listen to you than to myself. And Clotho, I must admit, I'm not sure what sort of political capital you have.
I have zero political capital. In fact, the concept of social structure is new to me.
Jeremy, what do you think?
works for me. The only thing I wanted to do today was check in with the mayor, but that can always wait.
Well, it seems like that might be a nice two birds of if you can get the mayor and the city guard in the same spot and talk them, and y'all can kind of plan around Goblin Raid number 2.
Perfect.
Cool. So we're splitting up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where is Alf going then? Since we'll start with you.
Yeah, I want to go drop off the 300 gold that I still have from the deal I did yesterday.
Yeah, it's just been clinking around your bag the entire time. Beautiful. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
it's been weighing on my nervousness. I did not want to lose it and be on the wrong side of Jabrail. So
Yeah.
I know
Also,
we said lay low yesterday, but it's burning a hole in my pocket.
Yeah. Then also, who's taking the actual sapphire thing?
I'll hold on to it.
I was going to say, I'm happy to bring it to Brooke if you want, but I don't feel a need to take it at all.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good idea. You should do that.
Cool.
All right, so let's go into Clortho. Okay, gotcha. All right, so Alf, you split off from these folks from the Rusty Dragon, heading down Salmon Street, and making your way towards the harbor. Life has continued. You see plenty of folks going about, helping with repairs, getting some food. A couple of people are just fishing on the docks, but people are very much clumping into smaller groups, whispering to one another, making eyes at people that they don't recognize or people that they're not too close with. And you make your way to the Fat Man's Feed Bag. So the most popular tavern in town, because let's see, the Rusty Dragon, and the White Deer are the more popular inns. There's the Hagfish, which is the most popular tavern, and the Fat Man's Feedbag is a little more notorious. As you make your way inside, opening the door, it is a cramped space. Even though it's early morning, it still feels cramped because it's small. There's just a lot of furniture, tables, and chairs kind of scrunched about. The air still has that sickly sweet smell of flay leaf on the air, stale beer, that sort of stuff. As I double check my list of folks for this, that's the kittens. Where was it? Yeah. Inside you see three folks lounging about. At the bar, cleaning tankards, you see Gressel, dwarf. He's very well dressed, corpulent, wearing a bright red silk tunic. He's got golden curls and a long beard that's been tied into two different braids. And he's got this gap-toothed smile as if he's like planning something as he's doing the tankards. The second person you see is Rosalia. Again, the Varisian woman from before. The Varisian. No, sorry, it was Niku you met. Rosalia is a middle-aged Varisian woman, brown hair. She's got like a little circlet around her forehead. Full lips as she's currently just like taking notes on something. Her gray eyes glance up from her work to look at you, and she nods before going back. And the last person is Jabril Visky. Looks completely fine. The only person that seems to be at ease at this point in time, just lounging in a chair, splayed back as he sips from a wine glass. He's got like that kind of like waxed and tweezed like mustache, a thin beard, and his like coppery brown hair like is back behind his back, kind of brushed there. And he looks over to you and just says, "Alf, hello! Fantastic. I already heard from Nico that you were alive, but it's good to know that, to see it," he says. "Please, sit down, drink. A little smoke."
Sorry, you're cutting out kind of hard here.
Am I cutting out for everyone else?
I can hear you all right, Jared.
All right,
You were
Death?
cutting off earlier, but
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hearing you okay now. Yeah, sorry, it was cutting out there for me a little bit. But in short, yeah. Hey, Jabril, I after the excitement of yesterday, wanted to come by. And are they the only ones in the whole place, or
Yeah, whole place right
are
now.
they just kind of in their own little section and there's other people?
They're the only. It's just you four. There's no patrons at this
great.
time.
Okay. Well, then I wanted to let you know about how well everything went off yesterday, and pass along this. And I take out the bag of money and I hand it to him.
Fantastic, he says, and he tosses it to Gressel, who catches it. Gressel, you know the drill. Just go ahead and count it, make sure it's all there, he says. But good work. Just gets up, puts the wine glass down, and just wraps one arm around you. See, you're doing good work, and you did what Rosalia couldn't do, and she kind of frowns. Like, all right, no need to dig in the blade. Jesus, sorry, not Jesus. For Gorham's sake, she's like, no, just saying. It's always good. There's nothing wrong with having two folks that know the way around a pen now, or quill. He says, yeah. So, word is that you're running around with a couple of civilians. He says, well, civilian and the part timer that works for the town watch. He says.
Yeah. So they actually, as we were completing the deal yesterday, we were accosted by a bugbear, and
Oof.
right as we were getting away, these folks jumped in and helped fight it off. So I figured I'd stick with them for a minute. They obviously know a thing or two about how to handle themselves,
Right.
and so yeah, I'm seeing the town from another angle, you might say.
Oh, absolutely, especially since you're gallivanting with the mayor's nephew. with the mayor's nephew, so there's that. So, I'm assuming you're going to keep up this acquaintance, right? He says.
I expect so.
Wonderful, good, yes, perfect. All right, keep you do that. Keep us all abreast of any tidbits you might come across, might hear. He says that would be perfect as well. All right.
Of course. Well, for what it's worth, we anticipate there may be a secondary goblin raid. Larger, in fact, than the first. Unclear on the timing. We're planning to head out in a few days and gather some intelligence and perhaps some goblin scalps.
Well, that's bad for business,
So-
he says. All right.
Yeah, well, yes, not the best. I am understand that you're not overjoyed about that type of work. So obviously, I won't plan on asking any of y'all to join. But yep, just wanted to keep you apprised. That's likely something that'll be occurring in the coming days. So prepare as necessary.
Oh. God, all right. It's good to know. He says, all this is just bad for business. That one run raid was enough. It's like now we got the militia up in arms and all that. Well, Gressel seems we might have to get the arc load up and maybe get a couple of things over to Magnamar. How's that sound? Gressel's like, yeah, I think that'd be good. Probably good to get this stuff out there. Things are getting a little hot. No worries. Oh, by the way, then he kind of like counts out 30 gold and hands it to you. Alf, your payment for the job, 10%.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No worries, no worries. He says, yeah. But Jabril, like, then he kind of looks at you, and you watch he kind of jabs. He kind of like his eyes shift for a moment to the back room, and he looks back at you. Come on.
He wants me to go into the back room?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is this the standard procedure for me getting money?
Well, you've already got paid. So there's that.
Oh, so I got the 30.
Yeah, you already got the 30. Yeah. Gress will count up your 10%. Your cut.
Okay. And now he wants me to go into the back room?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
Perfect. Yeah, leads him back there, and once again he closes the door behind, and he slouches down. So the back room is just you see like it's just consists of like the table a small table and a couple chairs. He sits down on one of them, beckoning for you to sit down the other one. Before he says, so this what's your let's go with this. The young boy Ango, pretty fucking scary. Bit of a monster from what I've heard.
Unclear.
Strength-wise, yes.
I don't have a read on him yet.
Right.
He is certainly I think the best way to put it is dedicated to the task at hand.
Gotcha. Yes. Yeah. Well, that's not as important. Now, the young Deverin, says the clockwork engineer. Now, just saying, if you ever happen to end up inside the Deverin Manor, if you could get your hands on some correspondence, 10% could become quite higher, he says. Because having the mayor's signature, wonderful. Do wonders for us. Do you understand me?
Of course, I do understand. I think I'll keep an eye out, but I certainly won't be taking any undue risks.
No, absolutely no. Would never want that for you. Yeah, we keep our hands mostly clean. It's how our outfit lives. Nothing messy or the like, he says. That's not our way. But yeah, you happen to see something. If it ends up in your hands, in the pockets, outs of the manor, in ours, well, perfect. Alright.
Okay.
That's a good lad. takes 10 gold.
I think we understand each other.
I think we do as well. Perfect. So now I do apologize. I'd love to shoot the shit, but I gotta get that arc loaded up. Get some things out of fucking Dodge while we still can.
I understand.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll bail.
Perfect. All right. All right, and let's go ahead and bounce to Ongo. What does Ongo want to do?
He's gonna pop into the military base. He was given instructions to let them know about a second potential goblin attack. So he's literally just gonna pop his head in and say, "Hey, there's probably another goblin attack or something," and he's gonna like leave.
Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and roll. All right. You pop your so you you make your way to the garrison, which is the stone fortress that serves as double duty for as the garrison, as the guard barracks and the jail. It's right across from the town hall. At this point, you don't really spend much time there because you get your own set of gear. So you mostly, when you go by, just to see some people. When you poke your head in, you make eye contact with the sheriff, Bear Hemlock, and try to dip. And he's like, whoa. Follows you out. What? Okay. On go. Okay, second attack. Tell me the details. What about a second attack?
Oh, it's goblins.
And?
Are you gonna attack again?
Do you have anything else beyond that? Like, where did we get this intel from?
Goblin.
Okay. Alright, you see is like he kind of relaxes a little bit. Well, yeah, that's about what we've got as well. We got a couple of yeah, we managed to get a couple of the goblins as well. You can go ahead and bring that goblin over to the garrison. We'll throw him in.
Oh no, it's dead.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So you got like spikes on the wall, or
Spikes?
I don't know. You ready for the next attack?
He says, well, I'll have to figure that out. He says, we'll have to, as much as we
You
can
want me to
move-
run around the perimeter of the town, and then if I find them, that's like a rotating guard, but I'll just be jogging all night?
You know, as much as I think that would actually help, but I think even if we get the town militia mobilized, I think we just need to go to Magnamar and get some reinforcements, he says. Because he looks at you, he says, there's only 3 of us now. You're not even full time at this point. And we can mobilize the militia, but no worries. But he's like, but do you still want to do on patrols? Because that would help a lot.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
You don't need a jog, but just do your normal route for the night. Yeah. Do you have a signal horn on you? He says.
Like there's 2 or 3 minutes of Ongo just pouring through his pockets. I got a grappling hook.
He hands you a whistle. I can't believe it's taking this long to give you this. Just blow that, and we'll know where you are. He says.
But I don't need this right now, right?
Well, no, but he says, but that's yours. Just so that, in general, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Right. He says. He nods a couple times before he goes back into the garrison.
Ongo's gonna walk into the forest.
All right. Ongo walks out of town. Do you want to go? Do you want to go the Lost Coast Road across Tanner's Bridge, or do you want to go north?
Where's he has to come back and be on patrol? Where's that gonna be?
It's a Sun's Day, so your patrol will basically be around Undercliff Way through High Street.
Then he go Tanner's Bridge. He knows he has to come back here, and he's just gonna basically keep an eye out for monsters.
Sure. Absolutely, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. You go that way. Okay, which brings us to Jeremy. Jeremy, after your compatriots split off, from the rest of Dragon, where do you want to go?
I wind up going to the cathedral trying to look for the mayor, my aunt.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah. As you make your way there, you do see that about it's gotten less crowded. It seems that some of the people that have recovered have been sent home to sent home, so it's a little more of the people that are in more dire need of healing and the like. You find Father Absalar Xantis, who takes a moment to see you as he's like wiping his hands, and he looks at you. So he's like, oh yes, the young Devon. How can we help you?
hey there, have you seen my aunt anywhere?
Yes. The mayor's currently meeting with the rest of the family heads right now. He says. They've been at talks for a bit, so I imagine they'll be done very soon.
All right, sounds good. I'll wait around for her.
All right. Nods and wanders off. And you do see more of like the healers going around. I don't think you know many of the actual folks that work in like the most of this the actual sisters and such that are here. But as I double check my list here, that now is an answer. Yeah. Basically, you see one. All right. So as you just sit down in the cathedral and just wait around, healing, it is magnificent to look at. With the various different chapels here, despite being marred by sickness and the like. You do see that your aunt is speaking to the other family heads in the center of the standing stones at the very center of the cathedral. Um, you I'll just go on and describe. So, so you only know them in passing, but it doesn't look like to be the extended families we've met. The first person that that catches your eye is Titus Scarnetti. He is a very angry-looking man, perpetual scowl. He has scale mail. He's wearing scale mail currently, and has his arms crossed, sword at his hip. Doesn't look like he's drawn it yet, but he's got like blonde mutton chops as well. But he's a very angry man as he just faces off, arms crossed, looking at your aunt. The person next to him is an older gentleman, stooped over, wispy hair and beard. His eyes are a little bloodshot, like a soft blue color. And his nobleman's garb doesn't seem to really fit him that well anymore. That is. This is what I get for making a long list of NPCs. Is Ethram Valdemar, head of House Valdemar. And to finish out this quartet, you see is a late 40s, early 50s man who is wearing the more he's wearing a very colorful robe of whites trimmed in gold. This is Lonjiku Kaijitsu, Ameko's father. He's got a conical hat on with a bit of tassels going down, and while he is like the calmest of them, he's not. Well, no, it doesn't look calm at all. He is very much like very agitated, looking around. He makes eye contact with you for a second before his eyes dart away. Back to the conversation. Finally, Titus just waves his arms, growls something, and they break off, and they split. They split off in different directions. Titus wanders past you, looks at you, Jared, you see like a scowl, and it's turned to a sneer before he just continues striding past you and out of the cathedral. And your aunt just visibly sighs for pinching the bridge of her nose and wandering over to you, and she gives you a hug. Hello. Hi.
I'm back from patrol.
Yes, very long patrol. He says, Darian said that you did. Darian sent word because he was concerned you hadn't returned to the manor all night.
Yeah, we did get a little sidetracked. Well, that was also partially we did. It took our patrolling. We got very sidetracked and had a bit of an adventure with some goblins. But
Okay. Any wounds, any injuries? She says she means like checking your face, then like checking the rest of your body, like anything. Do we need the...
No,
Hey, Father Absolar, can you please check my nephew, please? Do you have a moment?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, okay, alright.
Everything's been resolved by this point. We actually ran into a very friendly healer, so he's been really great to know, and we've been kind of agreed to party around together and see
Oh,
what we can
yes,
do to help the town with the goblins. But
Alphonse, the young man that's been staying at the White Deer, right. Good, yeah, glad that we have more competent healers, sorry, more experienced healers. That's definitely been very good to have around. Alright.
yeah, but anyway, I came over here to tell you about a situation we ran into. I'm just gonna hand wave explain what we just dealt with the goblins. And ask, is there anything you would want us specifically to do moving forward?
You watch as she kind of runs her hand through her hair. She's like, I'm not certain. She says, because I've already talked to the sheriff, and Sheriff Baylor has recommended that we send to Magnum, that he ride to Magnamar and get reinforcements. Like, our militia's not soldiers. They're trained, but they're not actually fighters, she says. And you are, and she's like, I don't want to put you in danger, really. She says, I know you're competent.
I would, for the family and for the town,
putting
me at risk would be fine.
Right.
I'm willing to do such a thing.
You helped out. You helped out with the Brett family, right? Just how about that? I want you to do good around the town. At this point, because right now the rest of us, everything else we're working towards long term, getting more guards, shoring up the defenses, that sort of thing. But go help out people, calm their hearts, show that the community can be strong. I think that's the best we can do, she says. That's what I want you to do.
All right. In that case, the group I was with, we were taking requests for aid at the Rusty Dragon, so I think I will be staying there. I'll make it back to the manor when I can, but otherwise I will be there helping with these group of people I surrounded myself with, and there's like 6 more requests I know of that I could be helping town with, so
actually
I'll keep myself busy with that.
Yeah, there is one thing she says actually. As you watch, as she looks around, and you see Darian's just manifests out. No, you don't know where the fuck the major domo came from, but he hands her a note. It's like, thank you. If you don't mind going over to the White Deer, there is a young woman over there, the closest that the Karamagans have to nobility. Her name is Venarius. She came to visit for the actual Swallowtail Festival, and I haven't had a moment to actually go speak to her, but if you don't mind just talking to her, seeing how she's doing, see if there's anything we can help with, that would be good. And just reassuring her that things are mostly alright.
Understood?
Fantastic, thank you. She cups her face. Beautiful. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Father Absolus and get an idea of what we need for healing supplies, he says. Alright. Alright, thank you, nephew. Also, fucking check on your uncle. See how he's doing.
Got it.
Yeah, make sure that Gavin is sober. I know the man makes beers for a living, but still. I don't know if this is time for him to be completely drunk all the time. Beautiful.
I laugh and wander off. I'll head straight to the White Deer then.
Perfect, yeah. Alright, yeah, so the White Deer is characterized by a pair of wooden life-size deer that's been carved with immense care from white birch. They stand astride the entrance to this tavern and inn, and you see this gorgeous view of the Varisian Gulf to the north. It's a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky, perfectly blue, almost endless landscape of the ocean. That's there. As you enter inside, you do notice that it is pretty empty right now. You see the proprietor, a quiet Shuanti man by the name of Garden Viscali. He's bald, dark tan skin. He he's wearing furs at right now, but like a fur vest, which shows off his very scarred but tattooed forearms. As he looks up at you and wanders over and hands you basically a bottle and a cup and nods and goes back to his cleaning. And the opposite side you see is a veritable feast on a table. You see there's a roasted duck, mashed potatoes, a full spread, and you see Venarius, the young woman that was at your showcase. Pale skin, alabaster. She has decided to wear a emerald dress today of silk. As she's nibbling at things, and behind her you see is her bodyguard looming, still in full armor. As she begins to nibble on eating a couple things.
I wander on over. Hey there, I'm Jeremy Devon.
Oh yes, we met yesterday. Hi.
Yeah, my aunt wanted me to wander on over here and ask, is everything holding up with you okay? This has been stressful times, and we just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh yes, no, it's completely fine. So that horrid business yesterday, but I was fine. She says, for the most part. Yes. Actually, yes. Did your aunt mention anything about? I wanted to meet with her, or at the very least, someone with important within the town. Is there Did she mention anything about that?
Not so much in anything, but she did mention that she wanted me to help anyone in the town. So, is there something you needed?
I did have a posting at the Rusty Dragon. She says, no idea if you
Oh,
happen to see that, but
I might have glanced at it. I'll have to double. But I've met up with some companions, and we were going through a few of the tasks at the Rusty Dragons. I can make sure to prioritize what your request. I can convince them to go along with this.
Oh, well, perfect. Well, just to summarize, I wanted to do a little expedition into the Shankwood. Just going north, the Lost Coast Road. I'm sorry for you. Remember for you the. We'll just do this. So the Shankswood is east of town. It is about an hour's walk. Half that if you have a steed, but it is goblin territory. The goblins infest that area quite a bit. She said, yeah, I just wanted to. There is a object of importance that I wanted to retrieve from the Shankswood, and would love to hire a guard. She says there might be some other relics there as well, but.
I see, and this might give us some helpful information about if we can get anything from the goblins there for the. Because I assume I would know that it's goblin territory.
Yeah, you know it's goblin territory.
Yeah. And then maybe to see if we can learn anything about what all the nastiness. Okay, excellent. I'll go over to the Rusty Dragon and see what I can do.
Fantastic, she says, perfect. And if you don't mind mentioning to your aunt, I would love to have a meeting with her at some time.
Understood.
Yes.
I'll make sure to drop that information off with her sometime.
Beautiful. She said, beautiful. Thank you. All right, did you want some of this? She said, I think I ordered a bit too much for myself. She says.
Sure. I'll grab it. I gotta get running though. I want to make sure I can meet up with everyone.
Oh no worries. She says, please go ahead and take what you like. She says, good sir, Garrett, is that your name? And the old man looks over. Can we get a to-go box for my friend here? And he just nods, wanders over, and hands you a box that you can put your food in before going back behind the bar. Love the man. Very quiet, but there's enormity to his actions, and I can tell he's someone that does not take any shit. To which Garrett just nods and smiles a little bit. Perfect.
Alright. I then wander on over to the Rusty Dragon.
Beautiful. Yeah, I imagine this is kind of like a full day, I think, because the group was like, what? You guys wanted to meet up tomorrow? Was that the vibe I got based off of your discussion?
Yeah, I imagine I ended up waiting. I got to hold up for a couple hours, not shortly. Shortly
That's
in
true.
politics time. So
Don't worry. Yeah. Whenever you show up to the Rusty Dragon, Ameko would basically like, all right, we need help. Come on. Nan needs help in the kitchen. But yeah, that brings us to Chlorthophil. Where does Chlorthophil go?
Go back to the church to check on Better.
Gotcha. When you get there, you look around, you see that he's gone actually. Like the little space he had for himself has been cleared out.
Sweet, then I'll head back home.
Perfect. Yeah. As you make your way back to Broder's house, well, I'm just gonna call it the Quink House because I think that sounds funny. As you make your way back to the Quink House, you do notice that it's locked. You see that the no one, you don't really see anyone there actually. You check the door. There's no. You don't look inside. You don't see anybody either.
Guess. I mean, do I see his footprints, perchance?
Like looking. You can make. Yeah. Sure. Make a perception check.
It's a 20.
20. All right. Doesn't look like he returned here at all actually. But as you're looking, you notice Katrine Vinder, the young woman that was caring for him, is walking down the street towards you, and she waves. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
You looking for Brodert?
I am.
Yes. He's staying at the Curious Goblin actually. He didn't want to come back to the house, so he sent me to grab a couple of things.
Fantastic. Shall I help you and accompany you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, she says, then she kind of like she wanted these, and you basically begin to fill out. She has a cart with her, so you begin to load up like books and such and other things you would need. And she looks at you and says, so I don't know Broderick very well, but he doesn't. He does seem traumatized by everything that's happened. I don't know if I'm the one. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't. He kind of shut me down. So I just wanted to let you know because when we left the cathedral, I said, "Do you want me to escort you back to your house?" And he immediately said no. And eventually, after a couple times, after I finally got it out of him, he asked if we could go to the Curious Goblin, and Chask is happy to put him up in one of his rooms. So yeah, just wanted to give you a heads up about how he's doing.
I greatly appreciate the insights. Thank you.
No worries. I'm just worried about him. She says, because I can't imagine just being strung up by goblins. How are you doing?
My my nucleus is not complex enough to harbor
I don't know what that
traumatic.
means.
Uh,
And I
my
hate to say
brain
it's
too squishy for trauma. I am not that advanced of a life form. However, I am beginning to understand how humanoids think and the depth of capacity for trauma that their minds contain.
all right. Clotho's not lying. This is legitimately how he feels. That's right, how it feels. Okay. As you guys pass by the Sandpoint town in the garrison, as she's like dragging the car behind her, she's like, it's like you can. Do you feel as if just because of what you are, you don't feel the same way, or does that feel more like a personal choice? Not that I'm trying to just insinuate anything, but I'm just trying to better understand your point of view. She says.
Of course, of course. The concept of trauma is foreign to me. It's not something that I feel I am innately hardwired to experience. That said, I do
Again, the big
experience
words. Hardwired.
I do experience concern and sympathy for Broderick. I am worried about my caretaker. I am invested in his well-being and healing. At the same time, there is a dissonance within my being squaring my worldview, which is innately a positive one, that people are good and that life on this planet should be experienced and enjoyed, with the misery that was unleashed on the town yesterday. That is one of my first experiences with death and with violence and with a force being used in a negative way. So much to experience, and very exciting for me to get to take in all of these conflicting experiences and sort through them. But also, there's only a couple cogs spinning up here, and they're working overtime to try and process all of this. You understand, I'm sure.
A bit, she says, yeah. A bit. Yeah. Because goblins, you always hear about goblins.
Also, I found a shiny stone today, and I want Broder to look at it.
Oh, that's wonderful, she says. And you make your way to the Curious Goblin. And when you get inside, you see Chask is there, and he's like loading, he's like stacking loads over you. No idea where Broder went. He just kind of wandered. He grabbed something and just wandered off down the street. He says, pointing towards the docks. Just mumbling to himself. He asked if I wanted a company. He just told me to fuck off. So.
Did you see what he grabbed?
The old. See, he grabbed a couple pieces of parchment, quill, and a book on studying goblins. He says. Yeah.
I see.
He was
Well,
he was grumbling about no way they could have gone through. So many of them got in. I don't know what that means.
Well, that's standard for him.
Yeah.
Jared, I'm gonna slime my way down to Water Street.
Gotcha. Yeah. As you continue to follow the trail, you notice that you don't see him, but you kind of ask a couple people, and they direct you northwards up Thassilon Street, and then you finally find Broder as he is harassing one of the town guards. Which I don't think you recognize him, but this is a younger human man, sandy hair, like very fresh, baby-faced. As Broder is questioning him, as you get closer, he says, "I need you to be more sick. You said you were near Prickleback Lane. Is that correct?" Yes. During the attack, yes. Was that correct? Yes. How many goblins attacked you exactly? A lot. Do you remember any fine details, like dirt? Was there were they wet? I'm sorry. Listen to me, boy. He raps from the head with a cane. Were any of the goblins wet? And the young guard's like, I don't think so. You don't think so? You don't know. Which one? He's like, I can't remember. Useless. Just raps in the head again. I need more specifics. And he turns around and sees you. Ah, Clortho.
Broder, I am relieved to see you ambulatory.
I am, yes. Your compatriot was very good. He says the one that healed, but I need a careful more. Thank you for that. But we have work to do.
Perhaps I can elucidate you on this particular conundrum.
Well, we need a larger sample size, Clotho, he says. Because he towers over to you and kneels down slowly and says, based on how many goblins got into town, from what I've gathered, there wasn't any breaches at the Tanner's Bridge or Sandpoint Bridge. There was an assault on the North Gate, he says, but there were some that snuck into town, but there's still too many. And there were the Chokebringers as well. He says, it's just, I fear that the goblins that this assault happened. They came from below, like mole people.
Like I said earlier today, we were performing a quest, me and my adventuring party, and we discovered some tunnels leading. The tunnel connected outside the city, right, Jared? Or am I misremembering that?
I mean, barely outside the town, because the Barrett household's right here, so it's just right behind the house next to the Turin River.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring him there, show him that.
This is does not help. He says no. He says, he says, you watch, he's writing down more figures. Judging by just how, like, by witness accounts, there were a lot of goblins. And they, even if they have infiltrated, this was unprecedented, he says. Do you, yeah, I did, he said, this is not the tunnels I'm imagining. He says, in my research in my days, there are tunnels underneath this town that are connected to the old light. That is certain. I think that the goblins use the tunnels to get into the town. And that's with everything that went on, the assault on the North Gate, the other infiltrations, that was all a smokescreen, he says. But I can't, they're not letting me see the bodies, so I can't do any analyses on this, he says.
I think you already know this, Broderick, but we did discover a goblin disguised as a family dog that was surveilling the city at the behest of a bugbear. The same bugbear that we encountered in the woods shortly after freeing you from the goblins that had you. And it sounds like this bugbear has machinations to unite the goblins against the town.
We need to go to the boneyard. Because you said that, because I heard that you all went there, then chased after it across Tanner's Bridge. Is that correct?
Yes, goblins have broken into one of the crypts there, and I had to wager they probably took something from one of the graves.
Did you tell anyone about the graves? About this? This is the first I've heard about that.
It's a very good question. My memory is limited. I hope so. Perhaps we tell people now.
Alright, let's go, he says. He begins to totter up River Street with you on his shoulder.
I may do some, when we get close, where is it? I might do some dancing lights above the boneyard just to get people's attention, maybe important people, and see if they want to come and converse with us.
Okay. Alright, as you are making your way up high streets towards the cathedral, you guys come across Katrine as well, who just wanders over. It's like, hi, are you doing okay? She says, and Broad's like, piss off, we need to get to the boneyard. It's like, alright, it's like, hurry, Clotho, to the boneyard. And you begin to do your dancing lights as you guys. He doesn't even go into the cathedral. He circles around the southern edge of it to get into the boneyard.
Sweet. I'll do a little warp stepping to keep up with him.
All right, he says. Okay. He says, which of the graves were defiled?
My recollection is it's this one up here, which is, I think you described it as like the second one in.
Yeah.
I also, my kind of visualization of it was like it's a kind of catacomb-esque building that they had gone into, but I might have just been making
it's
that
like
up.
one of those like smaller kind of like mausoleum kind of deals. Small enough like for not like massive amount, but it's like a couple. So, all right.
Yep. Go in there.
All right. He begins to totter over there. You see Katrine is kind of still falling behind, visibly concerned.
Broader, I do believe the townspeople are concerned about your condition.
Nonsense. He says, we must act. We have to make sure that's... Write this down, Clotho. To prevent tragedy from happening again, you prepare. And when you guys get there, you find the tomb again, which is open, and he's looking at it. Oh, they definitely spent some time opening this, he says. Odd. He's gonna totter in, and you guys do see that there's a couple people like exiting the cathedral with Katrine leading them. You see Father Abstelar there, and they're kind of talking and looking over as this is happening. Broader looks over and looks at Clotho. I know you are small, but I am very weak. So do you mind opening the door? Did they open this further? Because it's like it's not a large gap, but he's still like he wouldn't be able to squeeze in.
Yep, happy to.
All right. As you make your way and push the door open, you immediately hear clattering sounds, and you watch as 3 skeletons rush out of the tomb and attack you.
Cool.
because I'm quickly gonna go ahead and roll for that. Only one that manages to scratch you. The other two kind of trying to raise you, but they're not able to actually make any purchase with your metallic little scales that kind of pop out. But it does deal. That's the wrong die. All right, it does deal 3 points of slash damage as the bones pry into and peel away at your own flesh. What do you do?
3 points, you
3
said?
points. 1, 2, 3. 3.
Cool. How are they arranged in front of me?
It's a mass of just skeletons trying to claw at you. They're getting to the point where they're almost getting stuck around themselves to do so.
Okay, but it's like one on my left, one directly in front, one on my right. They're not all
Yeah.
just in a line directly in front of me.
For the part, they basically are. It's because they're clogged up in your entrance as they're trying to scrabble towards you.
Oh, they are in a line in front of me.
Yeah.
Jared, I'm gonna cast Kamehameha on them. And I want to hold it for a full round. I want to cook that thing.
Okay, gotcha. So, all right, spend 3 actions. Okay, you do so, and they're gonna get another round of attacks on you. Okay, so all 3 do match hit you this time. However, okay. So you do take altogether. Wow, that's a lot more damage than last time. You do take 18 points of slash damage before you manage to explode off the beam at them, as they are just tearing into you. And Broader is just trying to whack them with his cane, but isn't able to do. You hear people shouting as they're rushing towards you. But how does Inner Radiance Torrent work?
I think I just put it in the chat. Let me check. It literally looks like a Kamehameha. You cup your hands, you hold in a beam. The longer you cook it, the more powerful it is. You spend another 3 actions on your next turn to double the damage. So the damage dealt is 8d4 to all creatures, force damage to all creatures in a 60-foot line in front of you.
Okay.
They make a reflex save. On a critical failure, they're also blinded.
All right, so they all fail. So go and roll damage, please.
Cool. Damage. Zooey mama.
You obliterate them in a full blast.
Cool. I was going to say, I am also shiny for 1 minute, glowing with light, and I deal 1 force damage to anyone that ends their turn adjacent to me. So I will move a little bit further inside the tomb, away from Broader.
All right. The beam of energy that explodes from your body eviscerates and evaporates the bones as this happens, and you quickly make your way inside as you are shining as well.
Damn. Can I open the door behind me? I don't know if that door is something I can open from the inside. I'd assume they wouldn't put a latch on the inside because the people inside
you can
the tomb are
slide
dead.
it. You can slide it. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, but entering inside the vault, it is a 20-foot square stone structure. And as you kind of look inside, interior, first you find a discarded robe that has what looks to be the stitching is resembles bones, and done in the embroidery resembles bones. So it's a black robe with that. Second, you notice that the sarcophagus that contained the remains, which was the previous priest, is open and the remains are gone completely. Yeah. You look inside, you notice they cleared out everything, anything, but the body's been mostly decomposed for a while, so they've made whoever did this took painstaking time to take every little bit with them. Behind you, you hear people shouting, and you see that the door is open larger as the father enters and looks around and says, "Oh dear gods," and makes the symbol of Desna, which is 4 points on the face, and just says, "What has happened to you?" Desecration.
Well, when the goblins attacked the city, many of them came straight for this tomb in an apparent attempt to steal the previous priest's remains and perhaps any other artifacts that were contained within the tomb.
The father
There
look
were also some hobgoblin skeletons in here when I opened it just now.
right. He says he looks down at the bones and sees like the scorched remnants and kicks a couple of them. Well, looks like we have to call for the sheriff then. He says, do you mind taking Brodit back to we'll leave this to the sheriff to handle, he says. And Brod's like, I can help! And Brod's like, sir, you've just been Brodit, you've been through a very traumatic event. I think you should just go ahead and rest, he says.
I do, not to do your job for you, I do think it is mildly convalescent for Broderick to stay busy and keep his mind active.
Father Absar, like, kind of, like, scratches his chin and says, why not? Why not? That is fine. Brother, if you don't mind staying out of the way, because remember, the sheriff gets priority. I understand. Yes, there's somebody that the sheriff will get priority. All right, and with that, as you guys kind of wait around, the sheriff Baylor comes in, looks at this, and whispers to the mayor, because the mayor gets called as well, and Father Absolute and the mayor have a conversation before they wander over, and look to you all, and do you just tell us honestly and truthfully what happened, that kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. The sheriff says, looks to Broad. Now, Broadert, the town's already very much like a lot's been going on, he says, and right now we're stretched to the point. So I think let's keep this under wraps for now. One less thing for people to worry about. Okay? Can you do that for me? He looks at Broadert and Broadert nods. Eventually, okay. Thank you. Why were you even in the boneyard anyway? He says.
We were trying to retrace the steps that the goblins took when they attacked.
Right. Okay.
And during the day of the attack, we saw goblins streaming out of this particular mausoleum, which is why we were drawn here.
Understood, he says. Alright. Well, thank you very much. Looks to you, Clotho. Very useful to pinch, you and your magic.
Thank you. Broderick trained me.
I did, and we're very proud of him, he says, as he pats you on the head and almost squishes you down into a pancake. Alright. You head back to the Curious Goblin. Katrine takes over taking care of it. And she basically, by extension, is also like cooking for Chask as well inside the little bookstore. Does Clotho just want to spend the rest of the day just having a good time and enjoy the food and the company?
Yeah, I'll probably ask Broderick to identify the gem at some point, but...
Oh, yeah, he takes it from you. He says, ooh, fantastic rune work, he says. This here, he says, is a sapphire enchanted with frost, he says. If you press it to a weapon, it'll be enchanted and deal cold damage. Very. Where did you get this?
A young boy gave it to us for finding the goblin that had disguised itself as his dog.
Right. Okay, he says. Well, understood. Yes. Now, and so then the night goes like that. Make a perception check if you don't mind.
Yeah, I do not mind. 17?
17, gotcha. You notice that like every so often Broader will like kind of like be making notes and like trying to make sure that people can't see what he's looking at. But you catch a glimpse of the text, and it's referring to like tunnels underneath the town, and he's also like marking off a map of the town as well. For a couple spots.
I mean, his mind is like that. I'm not going to be able to talk him out of that behavior. Like, that's not something we can unlearn from him.
No, that's fair, yeah. So do you spend the night at the Curious Goblin, or do you head back to Quink's house, or do you go to the Rusty Dragon?
No, I'll spend the night where he is.
Gotcha, yeah. Alright. I guess another question is, was there any other tasks that people want to do throughout the day here?
Nothing
Clotho's
for me.
fine. Does Alf want to do anything? Also, if you're speaking, you're muted, so there's that. Okay.
Jimbo, you're muted.
All right. Does Ong? See, oh yeah, Ongo's on patrol, so that's what you're doing partially the other day, and Jeremiah has been enlisted into helping the Rusty Dragon's kitchens. So that's that. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna quickly roll a couple things because we are 15 minutes away, so I don't see anything other big stuff happening. But we'll do this. Okay. All right. I'll go. As you, actually, I'll go. Actually, I need to roll for that as well. Never mind. All right. I'll go. Your patrol. Actually, roll a perception check, please. Actually, yeah, your patrol of Undercliff Way and High Street is pretty quiet as you make your way around. But like just before as the sun sets and you start your beat, everyone that goes back to their homes. You hear the locks audibly being locked, and it's just you for a couple hours wandering around until you see Leland, the dwarf with the heavily braided beard with rings, relieves you, and you're able to wander back to the Rusty Dragon and go to sleep. But Clortho, as you are like, how do you sleep actually? Do you just kind of like sit on a table and just kind of vibe?
I think so. Let me double check. I had the slime ancestry pulled up because I think there was something about sleep there, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh,
I'll see if I can find it.
I don't think they have anything on sleep actually. So
Okay, well. Yeah, presumably I kind of just slop down into more of a puddle when I'm not consciously maintaining my shape.
mhm.
Maybe the puddle kind of expands and contracts a bit with my snoring.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you do actually notice when like someone knocks over a pile of books, and when you because you don't really have to see with your eyes, but you sense Brodert is sneaking out, and but he's currently like not like putting books back into a stack. Do you react?
Wait, he is sneaking out?
Yeah, he's up, and he knocked over a stack of books, and he's like slowly putting the books back into a stack before he meanders towards the door again.
I'm just gonna say, can I come with you?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, yes, Phil, yes.
Cool. Then I will sneak up onto his shoulder.
All right, yeah. You watch as you guys are walking, and he goes to the back alley. So he goes past Drunkard's Way, and you see he's making his way back to the boneyard.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, now it's like, Clotho, if you don't mind keeping an eye out, he says. Any kind of thing in the dirt. So go and make a go and make a perception check, please.
I don't suppose I got a long rest there, did I? I think 27.
Unfortunately, you have not now. Yeah. Um, you and Broadert actually find something in like this in like one of these in one of these southern sections you find a bit of what like, you don't, almost like Broadert almost like walks over it because he's got his cane, so he almost stabs down, and there's a audible thunk of like wood. And after tapping a couple times, you guys find there's a bit of like of because it's mostly grass, but as you pull up and shift it, you see there's like a hatch or like some of you, less of a hatch and more of like basically someone's constructed like a grass kind of like lid and has put it over a hole, one that is large enough for one might say a goblin to crawl out of. So, all right. Good to know, he says. Good to know. This is how they're getting in. He says. Can you also make a survival check for me, Clortho?
Of course. 19.
All right. Gotcha. Broderick puts it back. He says, "We will deal with this in the morning."
Sounds good.
So now he says, as he picks you up, takes you off his shoulder and puts you down. I'm going to go ahead and I would like some time alone.
Okie, I'll be close by.
No, go back home. He says, "Go get some rest. I can tell by the way you're rippling that you're tired. As your
I
version
am
of the
tired.
arm.
I will be concerned for your well-being, though.
I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna go over to the white tea and get a drink." He says. Yes.
Okay.
Garrett owes me a couple drinks, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give him one of my cantrip deck warp steps and say, if you get into trouble, warp step away. It's
I
like you
gave you
always told me.
these. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Write this down. Be safe. All right. And you see he totters northwards, making his way through the boneyard, since there is an entrance over here on the northern side of the boneyard that will pop him out near the north gate. Okay.
Wait, why is he going to the north gate? I thought he was going to get a drink.
Well, yeah, because the white deer's here, and there is an entrance
Oh,
over here.
okay.
So if you follow the main path through the boneyard, it will spit you out to near a stone gate and be right behind a house, and then you can get to the white deer essentially.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, you make your way back home, and you know what, we'll end after this as you guys all begin to rise on the next day. No, that's not what I wanted. One second. Boop. Boop. Nope. On the 20. I can't remember my damn. Yeah. On the 24th of Rova. Being to weigh it up. Clortho, you noticed that Brodder did not come home. At this point. And Ongo, as you're at the Rusty Dragon, you get a knock on your door. And you see a Mako. Mako's there as you open the door to receive her. She's like, so, Leland and Marcus want to talk to you. The town watch. If you got a time. Downstairs, she says.
Those are the only other two, right?
Yeah, of the town watch, yes. And that is where we'll go ahead and end.
Oh.